Good morning. Here I am on the road, Courtyard Marriott. They so nicely let me use one of their meeting rooms to be out of the way. So we're up to chapter 4, looking at the ecological messages in the Bible. Of course, I'm using a New American Bible, a Neighbor, which is what I've used in my previous publications. Okay, so we're up to chapter 4, where we're talking about Abel and Cain. Abel became a herder of flocks and Cain a tiller of the ground. So you'd think right there in the second verse, just using human logic, that Cain would be the more beloved of God, right? The creator of the earth. After all, God has made them to eat any fruit from the tree, right? But for some reason, Abel is, right? For whatever reason. And let's just look at the text for now and not consider tradition, because there's a lot of stuff that comes outside saying why and giving alternate reasons about why. But Abel became a herder of flock and Cain a tiller of the ground. While we look at this word, herder of flocks, what is he herding them for? For clothing, right? For milk, quite possibly, right? Maybe even blood, right? You know, I don't know, like we don't have, are the laws against eating blood applicable yet at this point in history? I don't know. I know that there's tribes in Africa that do that without ever killing the animals. But certainly at this point, right, people are still able to talk to animals. So, and Cain becomes a tiller of the ground. What is it to till the ground, right? In contrast, how did Adam farm, right? You know, there are no-till farming methods. I know those exist. You know that God made everything good. So I'm trying to remember. Yeah, so we know he's toiling. So he's eating the grass of the field, right? Sweat of the brow. So it doesn't say specifically that he's tilling, but he may very well be. Oh no, there it is. Banished him from the Garden of Eden to till the ground. So yes, Adam is also tilling, but Adam's beloved. Okay. But tilling is a pretty rough way to get food out of the ground, especially when you can do cover crops and other no-till methods, especially on this smallest scale. We're talking, right, taking care of a family with the whole of the earth to do so. And we got to remember the Middle East was not as much desertified as it is today, right, in this time in history, just geologic history. You look at the history, this was the Fertile Crescent, right? You know, basically throw a seed onto the ground, it's going to sprout up and give you fruit. Not quite, but pretty easy. So the amount of work somebody has to do to till today, getting irrigation working and everything, right, in that same area after many generations of desertification and bad farming practices of tilling. Okay, in the course of time, Cain brought an offering to the Lord from the fruit of the ground, while Abel, for his bought the fatty portion of the firstling of his flock. Okay, so we see that Abel is killing, right? But we also know that he doesn't eat meat, at least not regularly, because later in the same book is the first person to eat meat. So what's he doing with the rest of his firstling? He's killing the first of his flock, so the most important. Okay, and so the Lord ends up looking with favor upon Abel, but not on Cain. So Cain just brought something from the fruit of the ground. So it wasn't his first fruit. That's a traditional way to read this, right? Okay, going on to verse 8. Cain said to his brother Abel, "Let us go out to the field." When they were in the field, Cain attacked his brother Abel and killed him. Then the Lord asked Cain, "Where is your brother Abel?" He answered, "I do not know. Am I my brother's keeper?" God then said, "What have you done? Your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground." Right? A very living world at the point. The ground calls out and tells on Cain. Now you are banned from the ground that opened its mouth to receive your brother's blood from your hand. If you till the ground, it shall no longer give you produce. What a horrible thing, not being able to garden or farm. You shall become a constant wanderer on the earth. Think about all the people that have jobs where they have to wander. They have to move every couple years to try to climb a ladder that brings nothing but misery. They don't even get to know their children. This is the curse of Cain, right? Cain said to the Lord, "My punishment is too great to bear," right? This transience that he's going to have to live, that so many people choose to live today. "Look, you have now banished me from the ground. I must avoid you and be a constant wanderer on the earth." So, how many of you have chosen to be a wanderer? We know ecologically it's very destructive. That we spend time in a place, getting to know the people there, growing in a community, learning to garden there, working to make that place better, or we're uprooted by desire, such as transience, or lack of desire, such as desertification, right? We have climate refugees all around the world, and other refugees from war. You know, not all of us choose the curse of Cain, and Cain would not have either. But that is the curse, right? Wandering, not being rooted, not having a life with roots. Well, let's pray to have roots. Have a blessed day.